Hello everyone, welcome to this special series on tangled bookmarks. So today is our session 3 and today we'll be drawing one more bookmark. Hope you are enjoying the series. Do provide your feedback, right? So I am going to get started and I have a string on this bookmark. So what I have drawn here is a heart in the middle and then two squares hanging from the heart, right? Overlapping squares, two up and two down, right? So I will be working on this string. Hope the string is clear to you. And let's get started. And I'm first going to my watercolor pencil, or probably first thing I'll do is write something inside the heart, right? So I'm using a marker pen here. You can use anything. A simple pen, even a micron will help. So I'm writing here something that I want to. You can write what you feel like. So I'm not a calligrapher, so please pardon me if it is not perfect, right? So I'm writing here, keep the faith. Like this, right? And then I'm going to start working on my heart shape first, right? So I'm going to zoom in a little, yeah. And first I'm using my brown watercolor pencil and adding an outline to the heart, right? So if you have watercolor pencils, good. If you don't have, you can use polychromos, you can use color pencils, right? So I'm just going to add some color pencil starting with brown here, right? So I'm then going to move on to orange, right? So I'm using my orange color pencil now and light strokes, going to add some orange, right? So adding orange color pencil, these are watercolor pencils. I find it very easy to spread or merge or blend. That's why I use them more often, right? So using orange watercolor pencil, right? I'm now going to move on to yellow, right? So I'll now add some yellow. Right? But I'll not cover the entire thing. And now I am putting my yellow over my orange also. So starting to blend. Right? So just go step by step. Take it easy. Just follow me. Right? So I'm putting my yellow overall everywhere. I'm again going to pick up my orange and add a little orange over the yellow again. Right? So starting from the edges, again re-emphasizing my orange a little. going to the ends. Right, now I am again going to pick up my brown and re-emphasize the edges a bit more. Right, add a little darkness to the edges, not much. Right, so just blending my colors together. So adding some brown at the top, again picking up my orange, blending a little more, taking my brown also into the orange. Right, and then again yellow, blending all three together. Right, so it will kind of blend the sharp ends of the colors that we have used. Right, so adding yellow once again, blending colors together. Right, and now I am finally going to finish with my white. So going to add white evenly throughout like this. Right, so don't worry if the writing has gone a little blurred, that's okay. Right, so I think that's about it. We don't need to do anything else. So just a touch of brown once again, probably to the ends. Yeah, and then if you wish, you can use your red pen. Yeah, I have the marker pen. You can, if you wish, draw something. It's entirely up to you. You can totally do away with it if you don't wish to. Right, so I just feel like. So you will have to use an identity pen probably. Yeah, so just drawn on one side a few mukas here and there. Right, that's about it. I'm not going to do anything else. So now let us proceed further, right, and ink our next part. Right, so I'm going to ink both sides. So if you have an interesting string, a lot of your work is done already, right? So that's why string is a very important component of Zentangle and of any tile. An interesting string adds a lot to the look of your tile, right? Again, a coffered look, right? Again, adding 4 dots at the corners and joining the dots with the ends, right? I'm now going to add one more line of aura inside and then add some fescues inside. So one more line of aura inside both. Right, and then I'll probably pick up my O1 and then tangle inside. Yeah, So I'm going to add some fescues. So I've used this filling a couple of times earlier when I draw a tile. So I think you must be quite used to it by now. So now I'm going to add an aura to these fescues slowly, right, like this. Again, right. So I'm going to add one more. Right, like this. And then I am going to fill up the rest of the space with tipple. Pretty simple, right? We have already done this couple of times in our regular sessions. So adding tipple to fill up the rest of the empty spaces like this, right? So I'll do the exact same thing in the other one also. Add fescues, couple of them. Big ones, small ones, right? Again add aura. So go slow, take your time, don't be in a hurry. Right, and probably I'll add one more just like the other side. Right, and now that we have done it, let us fill up the rest of the space with orbs or tipple. Right, so done the same thing, and then let us ink the third one, that is the second square. Right, and I am now going to add paradox inside it. So starting from one side, right, then again rotating the tile, starting from here and then taking the line a little above the previous line, right, again the next. So this is more or less hidden, again the next, right. So this is the way we draw the pattern paradox. Simple line work, nothing else. So again starting from here, rotating the tile, and the line ends a little above the previous one. They are basically slanting lines, right. Tangled paradox. So an excellent example of what simple lines can do, right? Requires some bit of focus, so consider to be a high focus tangle. So now you can come like this once the square has reduced in size, right? So that's paradox. So I'm going to do the same exercise here also. Those of you who are new to the pattern can watch me, right? So I'm rotating continuously, starting from here and then taking it a little above the previous one. So slanting lines moving in the same direction. So you can start clockwise or anti-clockwise, right? Both ways the pattern will look different, right? So it is a pattern open to many, capable of forming many meta patterns actually. So the way you arrange it, that's how the look of the pattern varies. Yeah, so just go slow. Be patient. Simple line work, but requires your concentration. Right? So that's paradox. So let us now add a thin border to what we have already drawn, like this. Right? Just to separate it from what we plan to do outside. So adding that border throughout in the last section. Yeah, right. So now it is up to us. The rest of the tile is open for anything that we wish to do. Let us first add some orbs. Like these throughout, right? A little embellishment, orbs or puffs, whatever you wish to call, right? So I'm going to continue like this and add this throughout, right? So I'm almost finishing with the orbs. I've added the orbs throughout, outlining my squares and the heart, and this is how it looks like. Right, now up to us, what do we want to do with the rest of the space? So I have one brush pen, kind of purple, right? So the rest of the space I'm going to be using this color. So I'm going to fill up this color, right? Yeah, so this is going to take a little while. You can use color of your choice. Please go ahead with your choice of colors. At this point of time, I felt like using purple, so I took out that brush pen. Right, so I'll continue like that. I'm almost done with adding the color, so I'm just going to finish the last section. Right, so done with the coloring part also. So I don't think anything else is required apart from this color, but if you wish, we'll see if we want to add some tangles. Right, so let us now move on to shading first, and then we shall see if we want to do anything on the color. Right? So starting with the coffered look, again shading is pretty standard here. Graphite in the inner square and at the four corners. As far as paradox, over these intersections. Right, again here, here and here, and the inner square. Right, again paradox on the intersection. Yep, so let's start to blend. So again taking it towards the center but not covering the center. I think we have done this exercise quite a few times now. So pulling the graphite towards the center, but I'm not covering the center, leaving a sparkle or a highlight. Right, and then blending the paradox. You can also add a little weight at the end of the lines for paradox. It will add to the look of the tangle. Right, again this one. Right, so at times what is already there on your pencil is sufficient. So blending a little inside but not much. I don't want it to go gray completely. Right, so again paradox. Right, you can also add some graphite here from where lines are emanating if you wish to. So what is already there on your Totlon is sufficient to add that much. Right, so now with the rest of the space, either you can keep it like this or you can add some crescent moon kind of things using your jelly roll. Right, so what I'm going to do is use my jelly roll 10 and add some lines like these. You can also use your O8. So crescent moon kind of curves, right? Like this at the corners first. Right, again the third corner. Make sure you don't put your hands on the jelly roll, it takes a little time to dry up. Right, again. Right, so that's the four corners, and then I'm going to add one more here. Yeah, and then add few here wherever there is a curve, and we can accommodate these curves. Right, like these smaller ones here. Right, again rotate, make sure you don't put your hand. Smaller one here, another big one here, another one here. Right, so I don't think we need to do anything else to our bookmark, right? So there is no end to what you can do, but if you wish you can add some dots. That's my weakness, adding dots, and so are Maria's weakness, adding dots here and there. Yes, so I think it looks pretty dressy. A small little embellishment and adds a lot to the look of your tile. Right, so small little dots around your moons is all that we need before we close our bookmark. Right, again rotate, add the dots. Right, entirely optional, go by what you feel like doing. I'm just giving you ideas. If you're drawing along with me, you are free to deviate and add something that you feel like doing at that point of time, right? Because I'm doing that only. These are not planned things. These are just spontaneous, depending on how your bookmark has turned out to be, right? So I leave it for 2 or 3 minutes for the jelly roll to dry up, and then we shall put it in our sleeves, right? So I'm going to put my name here. Don't forget to do that. Right? And then this is the sleeve for it. So let's put it inside. So that is our bookmark for today, right? Keep the faith. We'll meet again and with a new bookmark design. Till then, have a good time. Stay safe. Bye-bye.